Good morning. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. 97 won the ticket, Metro Detroit. July 4th weekend, lots to talk about today. Air quality. We were third worst in the world, I read the other day. Man, oh man, that's crazy. But we got to talk home improvement here. In studio with me right now is Greg Rapsidis from The Landscaper, one of Michigan's top landscape companies, Designs. Good morning, Greg.
Morning, Adam.
How are you, bud?
I'm doing awesome.
Let's get right to the topics, okay? And by the way, we still have Gary Bolson in studio. Men on the move.
Still here.
Thanks, Gary. You have landscaping stuff to do. Your wife's putting a garden together, you told me.
She is.
Oh, boy. Let's give her some tips.
Perfect.
I'm not giving her nothing. No way.
No,
He doesn't want to get in trouble.
No,
believe me.
yeah.
we got
He's a
free
smart
home
man.
improvement advice.
He's a smart man.
I'll send her to Greg.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So, Greg, let's get right into some stuff. Obviously, You've been doing landscaping for a long time. We have bad air quality.
Terrible
You have
air quality.
all your works outside. How, do you have for everyone out there, pull out your N95 mask from COVID, get the second use out of it. What do you do? How do you handle it? How are you managing it?
The guys are wearing their face coverings on.
The bandanas.
The bandanas. They're not wearing masks. I mean, nobody wants to wear a
Hard
mask.
to breathe in that.
It is. We give them a break. We give them the option not to work if they don't want to. But it's tough. But you still got to get out there and get it done.
Yeah, well, homeowners, I think if you communicate with the homeowner and say, Mrs. Homeowner, due to the air quality, our work might be limited. We may come, we may work a few hours, we may not be there all day, depending on how the air is.
And
that's
yeah,
fair.
Very fair. And depending on the area, where we're at, where we're working, what job it is. Because a lot of the jobs, sometimes the guys need to wear a mask.
Well, yeah, especially with a lot of dust.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? It just made me think of something. I was at Kroger yesterday. Krogering. Let's go Krogering. And the lot for the strip mall that's in,
Yeah.
the guys were there putting mulch all over the islands.
Mm-hmm.
And because they just redone the parking lots and they already striped them. They were doing the islands with mulch and stuff. And they were also cutting brick pavers. They had a little couple retaining walls with brick pavers and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, the parking lot was a zoo. I just got out of Jack's car wash, pulled my car in, and there's dust flying everywhere, air quality. They have a machine that was blowing, shooting the mulch out of the machine, which I guess they think it's a faster way. It just destroyed everything.
More and more dust everywhere.
Right?
And
How about, can they do a wet install? Or not really? Like,
so
they spray with water?
We don't use the machine. We do it the old-fashioned way with wheelbarrows and pitchforks and rakes. And
that's the right way.
It takes a little more time, but it comes out a little better, and the machine doesn't shred it up as much.
Well, my car had a film of schmutz on it.
Yeah.
Schmutz and lots of skuts.
So we always, even though we don't use a machine, we don't do anything. A lot of times we get somebody say, "Hey, you blew stuff onto my car. I got dust on my car. I need a car wash from you."
Yeah. Those homeowners.
Yeah.
Can you imagine someone doing that to Pete?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. For the record, everyone out there, Greg and I have a good friend named Pete. We won't give you his last name. Just
Pete.
Yeah. Super loyal friend, right?
Very loyal.
Is he married to Karen?
No.
Oh, just checking.
No. Just a great guy. He's just a solid individual. They don't make people like him anymore, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
not at all.
Good and bad.
He's from a different era.
Exactly. So, what are the top landscaping projects that you're doing right now? Because I know you do big ones and you'll do small ones.
We do big, we do small. Still brick pavers. Everybody loves their brick pavers.
Right. That's the key. Big brick pavers.
And brick pave maintenance, because as a lot of companies don't tell you, we'll tell you when we come out to bid your brick paving job, design your new patio, there's maintenance that's going to be involved in this. It is definitely not a maintenance-free product. It's going to look beautiful, but you're going to have maintenance. So we're going back to homes and we're doing the maintenance part of it.
Well, look at my place.
Perfect example. Yeah, we did that.
I have brick pavers that when they were put in 20 plus years ago, we did 8 solid inches for the walkways.
Yeah.
21 AA slag and all that.
Yep.
And you see them. You saw how they look good, didn't they?
They look decent. For
they just
20
were
years
aged.
old, yeah.
You guys did such a miracle job. I didn't realize this. You can power wash Well, Greg, you tell the process because it's not just power washing.
So no. And Adam, you had a unique situation where you had 20-year-old brick, which they didn't make anymore. They were weathered. You have well water, which discolors them on top of just the environmental wear. And then you extended your deck, and you didn't have enough pavers to get around to your new stairs. So luckily we had
Improvise.
We had some pallets in our yard of kind of a similar paver. We cleaned them up. We mixed them in.
You can't even tell.
We moved the walkway around. We incorporated some of the.
Do you like my new deck?
Yeah, I love the deck.
How
with
cool
the
is
pizza
that?
oven and stuff.
Pizza. He got to see my pizza oven, Gary.
Yeah, I was
As long
going
as
to
you
make
can
a
get
pizza.
the taste pizza, because then I'll be obviously be
Listen, I was
upset.
going to start cooking back there. Bring it
look
back to
like
my
my
old
griddle?
days when I was a teenager.
Doesn't it look good?
Yeah.
Did you see my new table with the fireplace in it? So
Yeah.
we can do
Oh yeah.
s'mores?
Yeah. We got
Oh,
some
man.
dust on it. I had to blow it off.
I hear him
Yeah,
talk
I
about
whole
pizza.
backyard.
I hear him talk about pizza all the time, but then see him on Facebook making them. But I never see anybody actually that I know that's tasted one of Adam's pizzas.
Oh, 248-539-9797. You have a home improvement question or a pizza question. No, I'm kidding. A home improvement, landscaping, or if you're a contractor and you want the shout out, today's shout out Saturday, 248-539-9797 is the number to text. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more trends in landscaping. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. In studio, Greg Rapsidis from The Landscaper. Welcome back, Greg.
Good to be back, Adam.
And Gary Bolson, Men on the Move, sitting in the co-pilot chair today. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
So, Greg, if someone wants to call you today, call, email, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
We got a bunch of ways. 888-HIRE-TLS. That's Hire the Landscaper. 888. It's our toll-free number.
That's a good one. 888-HIRE-TLS. It's so easy.
It's easy, real easy. You can find us on Facebook, The Landscaper, and you can check out our website, hirethelandscaper.com.
That's a good. I like how you did that. It's smart. So brick paving. So if someone says, "Hey, listen, I got brick pavers," they look like a roller coaster. They're splitting, they're up and down. You know, there's weeds coming through them. But I don't want to spend money to put all new brick pavers. I only did it like 6 years ago. They're in good shape. Do you have like a rehab program where you come in, pull them out, recompact, and then put them back? Is that even a thing?
If they're 6 years old and they're messed up like that, then your installer did a poor job.
Well, that's usually what it is, isn't it? My brick pavers are 30 years old. They look brand, they don't look brand new, but they're
brick
not
pavers
crumbled.
were laid by a real quality company. They knew what they were doing. They did it right, and that's why 20 years later,
it was Vito.
You
ever heard of Vito's Landscape?
No.
Oh man, the guy was he was the guy.
Yeah, but you had very limited, a couple of repairs here and there, little small ones that just happen over time. But for the most part, yeah, we can come in. We'll take care of them. We'll pull them up. We'll relay it. We'll make sure your base is good. We'll recompact it. We'll put your pavers back on, and then we'll put some polymeric sand in there, and you'll get 3, 4, or 5 years out of it.
Let me ask you this: polymeric sand.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give the listeners right now the 6th grade answer of what is polymeric sand and how do you use it? What's the benefits of that?
So back in the day, in the late 80s, early 90s, I don't want to date myself, but when you did a brick paving job, we basically swept pool sand into the cracks in between the pavers. Well, the pool sand, and it was pool sand. It washed away. Then they came out with different products, some natural, some man-made, and we've come to the point where now we have polymeric sand, which is it's a mixture of some different stuff and some.
It's got like concrete in it,
yeah,
so it hardens.
There's concrete inside, so it hardens. Some chemical additives that they put in there, and what it does is it takes the place of this play sand, we sweep it in there, and then we wet it, and it activates and it hardens up. It's kind of a cool chemical transformation.
Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, but it's good for it's the accepted practice today.
Everybody uses it.
Okay.
If somebody's not putting polymeric sand in your joints, then they don't. I don't think they know what a brick paver is.
Well, okay, that's something. So it's a part of the install. Standard. Okay, so what's the underneath of the brick paver? You know, you got 2 inches of slag, 2 inches of compacted sand. What do you recommend, and what do you think the right way to do that is?
So the industry has shifted again with that. Also, we're doing more open grade base now. It's just aggregate. It's open grade, large aggregate.
21 AA like that?
No, it's more of a 6A.
Okay.
It's a 3/4 inch stone, and then we use fine chips on the top. Sand takes the place of the 21 AA and the slag.
Okay.
Just like everything that's evolved, and
then you compact it.
It needs less compaction. It's nice because you can do it. It's self-compacting. You still go over it a little bit, but you can do it if it's wet, if it's muddy, if it doesn't need. We don't need great weather to do it. And if you're doing it in the fall, let's say early spring, you don't have to worry about the freeze thaw cycle as much.
Okay, and that's interesting. So you're evolving with the industry.
With the industry, you have to.
Now in Detroit, you have brick paving companies. One that's manufactured here, right? Are they still manufactured here?
Yeah, oh yeah. Fent, Unilock. There's a couple other ones.
Okay, is there one over another that you prefer?
So it's all customer preference. We use everything from oak to Fent to Unilock to, there's a handful of solid brick companies out there, and it's just what look you want and who's got the brick available and your budget, your price point.
And that's what I thought. Oh, well, it's interesting. 248-539-9797. I have a question for us. Landscaping, we got Greg the Landscaper, 248 higher TLS is the number. I like that. And if you have a question that Google can't answer, or you want to get a shout out today, it's shout out Saturday, 248-539-9797. We'd love to hear from you. So brick pavings, we got it. Is it cheaper to do brand new and just start over, or is it something else?
It all depends on the situation you have. Like at your house, we had when we pulled out every single paver, we had to clean them all off, and that takes time. We have to stack them. Sometimes if you have a large job, we can just come in, we can remove them with machines. It goes a lot faster than doing it by hand, obviously. The cost savings is in your labor, so then you can pick a new brick, update your brick, and you're almost at the same price. You might be a little more, it might cost you a little bit more, but at the end of the day, you've got a fresh new look.
Well, that's important. That's important. Now, Michigan climate. I want to do a privacy fence. I don't want to do. Here I have a wall in my. I built like a wall behind the pizza oven and all that with a little shed roof. Mm-hmm. The back side of it, now that you've cleaned up all the bushes and took them out, thank God. Yeah. What do you recommend?
So I've got a surprise for you. I didn't tell you yet. I ordered some vines for you. I'm going to pick them up next week. We're going to put them in, and they're just they'll run right up the wall, and it'll be
kind of cool.
Yeah.
So does my pizza oven backs up to it? Doesn't get, I have it hot far enough away it doesn't get too hot.
Yeah, it's not going to get hot. If it's not going to melt the wood.
What a great idea! Yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what about privacy fence? Like maybe give I want to put a wall up, not a wall, but for my neighbor instead of peeping on me.
Got a creepy neighbor. Somebody's looking over the fence trying to steal your pizza. You never know.
Yeah, he keeps looking every time on pizza because the oven the
he
smell
smells
goes
it. Yeah,
he's like, oh boy.
He's peeking over the fence. What was that show back in the day
Wilson,
where the neighbor was peeking over? Yeah, you just see in the top of his head. And
right? Wasn't he the know-it-all neighbor too?
Yeah, Wilson.
I thought he knew everything.
Yeah. So we don't install fence. We have a great company that we work with that installs fencing. We're doing more of a natural barrier.
What kind of plant or what kind of
Pine
tree?
trees, evergreens, arborvitaes.
Arborvitaes, that's the ones that you can put next to each other. And
Yes, in a row. A lot of people put them in a row.
So do they come in different heights?
Yeah.
Because you can go like 2 or 3 footers, and then in 5 years it's 6-8 feet, right? Yeah. Can I buy 6-8 footers?
You can buy. We can get you 12, 16 footers if you want.
Really?
It's costly, but
is there a warranty?
Sure, you can have a warranty. We give you an option of having a warranty or just having a better price. Once we install the product, we get it from nurseries that are stand behind their merchandise.
So if it dies, let's say you put it in.
So you have a 1-year warranty typically. If you don't want the warranty, we can save you some money. And if you can take care, if you have good care instructions, you shouldn't have a problem with any plants that we install.
Okay, well that's kind of cool. Again, do you have to call? Like you get it, like maybe those phone calls I'm getting. It says, "Hey, you want to extend your warranty?"
Yeah, there you go.
Put it on my plan. How much is a typical arborvitae? Like if I go to a big box store, they have them. They sell them there. Those are
so the big box stores usually don't have the same grade plants that a nursery, let's say like Wiegand's would have. They have type B, C, D. It's kind of like their brick pavers.
Okay,
the brick pavers that you go to a store to get, different. The brick pavers that you go to a brick paving store to get they all meet a certain specification. They're not more. Their tolerances are tighter. The ones that you get at the big box stores are the ones that didn't make the tolerance to go to the brick paving store or the quality nursery, and they go to the big box stores.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
So, how much if a homeowner? Here's what I want to ask you. We're going to take a break, but I'm going to ask you this right now, then we can answer the break. When a homeowner hires you to do work, how far out are you going to be scheduled? Do you tell them how long the job will take? We'll answer it when we come back. If you have a question, 248-539-9797. Text us. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in here. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're talking landscaping trends and stuff. Greg Grapsidis from The Landscaper in studio. Welcome back, Greg.
Always good to be back, Adam.
So, question for you. Homeowner hires you to do brick paver patio porch, privacy fence with arborvitae, and miscellaneous other things.
Mm-hmm.
They sign with you beginning of June. As you know, any good landscaping company is always booked. First of all, do you tell them, all right, we're going to come out and measure, we're going to order material, we're going to start in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then when have weather? Like, how do you tell the homeowners, get them ready for the job?
I will tell you, it's not even just the landscaping industry, it's every industry. If you call anybody, they're going to be busy. I tell everybody, if you can find somebody to do your job tomorrow or at the end of the week, don't hire that guy because he's doing something wrong.
Of course.
So if you call us, we're setting up an estimate. We're coming out to your estimate. We're going to go over everything with you. We're going to measure everything up. We're going to send you a proposal. We're going to go over the proposal with you. If you have any questions, comments, then it's time to book your job. You're ready to schedule your job. I'm going to either pick up the contract or you can email it back to us. At that point, I'm going to give you a detailed list of everything scheduled on your job, your approximate start date, weather permitting. And then if we have, like you said, we're going to put a patio up, we're going to do some arborvitae, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to give you a rough estimate of how long the patio is going to take, how long the planting is going to take, how long the sod's going to take, how long the cleanup's going to take to walk you through. So everything is very well scripted, and we've been doing this for quite a while. We're pretty good at our job. So we're going to give you details of exactly what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. So there's no surprise. You don't come home and say, oh my God, you guys still aren't done. Oh my God, there's a truck in my driveway. Oh my God, anything. We want it to be a pleasurable experience. And when we're done, we want you to be as happy as you can be, like a kid at Christmas when you come home and you see your new patio.
Well, that's the best way to do it. So is there like a daily update with the homeowner? Or is it like you just say, look, this week, this is where we're at. Your guys show up and then you communicate on a regular basis?
So typically if you're, let's say you book with us and you're about 3-4 weeks out, we'll let you know you're 3-4 weeks out. Then about a week before, we'll let you know, hey, your date's coming up. The couple days before, we'll have a real good idea of how the crews have been doing, because weather does affect your date. If it rains all day or half of the day, it's going to push us back. And at that point, we'll give you a call. We'll tell you we're coming. The morning of, we'll send you a text message, say the crews will be out this morning. If you have any questions, problems, let us know. And the guys show up, and then I typically show up to the jobs and get them going and talk to the homeowners, make sure there are any concerns, address any concerns, any issues we may have, and we're off and running.
Oh, well, there you go. So that's kind of cool. What about cost today? Let's just go between now and pre-COVID. How are the labor and how's the materials?
Everything is up. It's not even the arborvitae. It's not even the brick pavers. It's the gallon of milk. It's the eggs. It's everything. I think our industry, along with other industries, has just gone up across the board, the same as everything has. I don't think
inflation is here.
It's here and it's here to stay. I think we try to make it the most cost effective. We do tell people, if you are looking for multiple estimates, if you're looking for that low bid, don't call us. We're more of a boutique company. We specialize in what we do. We've got years of experience. And if that's what you're looking for, we can recommend a couple guys that, somebody different, but we're just not the company for you.
No, and by the way, that's better to do that than just to be a yes guy and say yes to everybody. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Oh, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I can handle it. I can do this. I can do that. That's where you got to, things.
We specialize in the things that we do. We're good at what we do. And, different people are looking like so good, better, best.
There you go. That's smart. Right?
We're the best.
I like that idea for sure. How busy are you right now? If someone wants to do an outdoor landscape redo,
if you're looking for a bigger project, it's gonna be next spring right now. But now's the time to get started on it, because, like I always tell everybody, if you got a guy that's gonna come to your house tomorrow, he's not the guy you want him to do the job. It takes a lot of planning, and if you get, again, depending on the size of your job, we may be able to fit you in this year still, but if it's a bigger job, let's say you're putting a whole patio, you're doing a pool, you're re-landscaping your whole backyard, we're looking at next spring at this point.
Okay. And so, but that's okay. A lot of people,
Sure
the smart customers, or I don't want to say smart, but customers that are planning it properly, let's call it that, plan ahead.
It's kind of like if you want to build a house, you can't say, I'm going to build a house today, go buy a piece of property and break ground tomorrow. It's going to take you 3 to 6 months before you get all your ducks in a row.
Right, because what people will do is they go to the guy, they'll go there the next day, and then they're calling Greg 6 months from now and saying, this isn't right, can you come back out and do it? And it ends up costing you more in the long run.
Do you do, Greg? That's actually a good point, Gary. Greg, do you do new construction where let's say I build a nice home and I need, landscaping, you do the whole landscape?
Yes. Yeah. We'll take care of you from coming out to clear the lot before you build the house, to installing the entire landscaping once the house is built.
Kind of cool. I was wondering that. And when you do that. So what happens when you get to a house and the landscaping is ready, the house is almost done, but you're on the outside? Do you ever have problems with the backfill and the builder didn't grade properly and it's starting to sink? Or
Well, that's a touchy subject, but we typically, if we're doing a new construction, we have to bring in good topsoil. We have to make sure everything's compacted properly, especially if we're putting up a patio. I tell everybody, if we are doing a patio, if you're doing concrete even around your house, you got to let everything settle. Your foundation was dug out. They filled it back. Typically, it's going to take 6 months for that foundation to settle, or not. I'm sorry, not the foundation, the fill around your foundation to settle properly. It's kind of like, we do basement waterproofing. When we dig up a basement, we fill it primarily, we backfill with pea gravel, because one of the reasons is the dirt doesn't settle. You back in the old days, you used to dig a basement and you'd have 2 feet of extra fluff on the topsoil because that you pulled out all the topsoil. It's got to compact. So same thing with the new construction. We don't want to put $50,000 patio on a foundation that's not solid.
Gotcha. Well, that makes that helps out. So in the basement waterproofing, I forgot that you did that. It's right.
You always forget. I don't know how. We talk about it every time.
And the drain tile. Do you add drain tile on the outside wall part of it sometimes, or do you do drain tile under the?
We don't do the new construction. We don't install the drain tile. But we do.
Yeah.
We do when we go in. We'll test your drain tile. Yeah, we make sure. We'll rotor it out if we have to, if it's clogged. Replace sections if they're damaged.
Okay, and that's the thing. So you don't use like a sock tile or the drain tile with a sock. Okay.
So we use whatever the city code is for that city. Different cities have different.
Yeah, so you'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense to me. Hey Gary, have you ever done a move for a homeowner, where you came in the basement and you're moving stuff and there's mold and it's water and misty everywhere?
Of course. 32 years and all the moves we've done, there's always been, we've ran into about every type of situation we can.
That's interesting. What about you, Greg? You come into a basement, it's water, and then there's mold everywhere. Do you have to remediate it before you go in there?
There's mold everywhere. We're not a remediation company. No, we have a great remediation company we work with. But we'll take care of the problem after they clean it up, and we'll make sure that you don't have that problem moving forward.
Okay. And that's, again, planning for the homeowner properly. Now, what about sprinklers? Homeowner has sprinkler system. You're pulling out the landscape, you're putting in new. Do you guys repair sprinklers while you're there, or do you have to call in a sprinkler guy?
So it
sprinklers don't seem advanced.
So we don't do sprinkler installation, but if we are coming in and we are forming new beds, we're moving plants around, we will reroute your sprinklers and set up all your new heads, set your timers for all the new planting material, to ensure that everything's getting good water. You're not overwatering, you're not underwatering.
That helps.
Everything's growing properly.
Do you recommend watering? Well, how when you put all your new plants in, obviously you guys water before you leave. Do you tell the homeowner, okay, listen, you need to water this twice a day?
We give them a detailed list of which plants they need to water, which zones. We set up their zones with them on their sprinkler system. If they have a sprinkler system, we'll go through and explain to them why we put each zone at a certain specific time. And we always tell them, if you have any questions, give us a call.
Okay, and so you will help with that. What about flowers? If the homeowner asks you to plant flowers, will you do that?
We plant about 800 flats of annuals a year.
Okay, so you're big. You're busy.
Yeah, I mean, check out our Facebook page, and you'll see the different.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. Keep it locked in here, my friends. 248-539-9797. Shout out Saturday. If you have a question Google can answer, we're here for you. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Welcome back, Greg, from The Landscaper. Give everyone the phone number again and the website.
888-HIRE-TLS. That's 1-888-HIRE TLS, The Landscaper.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Website's hirethelandscaper.com, and you can check us out on Facebook at The Landscaper.
Sounds like a plan to me. So you got all that. What about, is there a job that's too small for you?
Maybe a few of them. Yeah. We don't specialize in the smaller jobs. If I tell homeowners we have a daily rate, and if you'd have to have at least a day of work for us for a crew.
Okay, so a full day of work.
Yeah.
Now, can you do a job by the hour, or you want to do it like, here's what this is what I need. You come out and look at it, and you can say, look, it's not an hourly rate.
Depending on the job, yeah, we do a time and material rate depending on the job, or we give you a contract price.
Okay.
So if it's something that's not going to be, let's say you call me up and you say, hey, I bought this new house and the place is a complete disaster. They let everything get overgrown for the last 5 years, and there's been no maintenance, and you've got a large lot. I'm not going to be able to. I can give you a kind of an estimate, a high and low, but I'm not going to be able to pinpoint it. It's not fair to me, or it's not fair to you for us just to throw a price, because we're going to go on the high end because we're in the business of making money. So sometimes it's just it makes more sense to do an hourly rate plus any materials that we use.
Can you do if someone wants an hourly rate, but to protect themselves, protect you, or whatever, is there can you do a not to exceed?
Yeah, that's what we typically do. We typically give you a low and a high, and we tell you it's not going to be any lower, and this is not going to be any higher than this. Because
it could potentially be lower.
I've been looking, and it depends what we find. Let's say we find something that's underground, or
you call Miss Dig on everything
all the time. All the time.
You got
to call Miss Dig.
How often has it been where you cut a cable line and a phone wire? You find underground old wires from the landscape lighting.
Cables all the time. I mean, cable companies and it's not the cable company. I think they sub out burying the line. And the guys they sub it out to, I mean, they put it an inch underground.
They're not supposed to. It's supposed to be deeper.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it. If you hit it and it's an inch underground, what do you do? Do you guys repair it yourself? We've got probably about 10 spools of cable line in the truck, different sizes, so the guys can with connectors, boom, 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 we get you back up and running in 5 minutes of cutting it.
That's actually pretty smart.
Because we've run into problems where homeowners are home, their kids are home, it's summer break, we're doing work in the summer. Oh my God, just cut my internet and my TV off. I've got 3 kids in the house screaming and yelling. What do I do?
You tell them to go outside and play together and drink out of the hose and do like
run in the street. Yeah, run around the street.
Come home at sundown.
Yeah.
No, they don't do that anymore.
Not these days. It's a different world we live in, my friend.
We have evolved. We have. Gary Bolton, Men on the Move. Have you ever had a broken, what's a cable? I know. When you move people out, do you ever pack the cable box by accident, and all of a sudden they're like, Comcast is wants the cable box back?
It's happened, yeah.
I figured.
Yeah, of course.
I had my bill on auto pay, and I forgot. I cut the cord, right? So I just did the fastest internet you can have. I was paying $11 a month or something for all the extra boxes.
Oh yeah.
For a year and a half, 2 years. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna double check. Because someone said, hey, this Verizon 5G little box, he says faster than this and that, it's the best. I'm like, oh, I'll get it. So I got that, and then I had both, and I forgot. So I said, all right, I'm gonna cancel my.
So how is the Verizon box? Because I was looking into it. I wanted to look into it.
I've had no problems with it.
Really?
I don't think it's as fast as the Comcast. I gotta be honest. I hope the Verizon guy doesn't get mad at me, but that's my opinion. Mm-hmm. I'm entitled to that. But I do have a plug, an outlet in my car, and maybe I'll take the Verizon box and put it in my car.
There you go.
Plug it in, and then just have Wi-Fi in the car as I'm driving. Just because. There's no other reason than that.
No. And you might as well eat a pizza while you're driving down the road too.
Right.
What about planting tomatoes, strawberries? Will you plant those kind of things for people?
So I used to actually have my dad used to help us out with that. He was a big time gardener his whole life, and we'd get the garden prepped, and he would come in and he'd put all the trellises up and all the different baskets, and he'd actually go over with the homeowner maintenance and what to do and not do.
Is your dad still do that?
No, he's retired. He's been retired for a while. He actually we're Greek. If anybody doesn't know, you can't tell by the last name. He's been spending summers in Greece now, the last 4 or 5 summers.
You been to Greece?
Not in a long time. I think I'm going to go next year.
I've been to Mykonos.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Heard it's beautiful.
Oh, crazy good.
Beautiful.
Let me ask you this: you saw that at a greenhouse, right?
Yeah.
Should I start putting stuff in it, start growing vegetables and stuff?
Sure, it's a great idea. You got to be self-sustainable this day and age, and
Can I rent it to Sergeant Pete?
you might be able to.
It's the best.
Fresh veggies for your pizza.
Oh, that's basil too. I was thinking that was the reason. You think Fez is listening? Shout out to Fez.
Fez may be listening.
The best.
Fez is the best.
That's so funny. So what kind of advice can you give to homeowners right now who are thinking of doing a project? They are listening and they're like, all right, I understand it's next spring. Is it make sense to start now? Maybe you can measure the yard, or what are you thinking?
Makes perfect sense to call now. Let's get a plan together for you. So when you're ready to go and when we're available, we can put your dreams into motion, and you can start enjoying that backyard, kitchen, patio, whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, well, I figured as much.
And when you can wait, you need to wait for a guy like Greg to come out and do your property. Don't hire some third-rate guy to come out and do it, because you're just going to be kicking yourself later that, on things that you can wait for. I mean, you might want your backyard to be great today, but if you have to wait 6 months for Greg to come out to do it, then you're better off to wait for somebody and get it done right.
Oh, you know what? That's actually good advice.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, same thing with Gary. I mean, he's moving. I mean, you don't want to get a guy with a pickup truck and I'll load up your couch here. I'll take care of it for you. No.
Right. Yeah, see, that's
like
exactly.
Like I say, I mean, we don't do this for practice anymore.
Yeah. So let's give some homeowners advice on questions to ask. If someone's getting other prices, what should they be asking the landscape contractor to ensure that they're going to get a quality job, timely, and not break the budget?
So we want to adhere to your budget. You want to make sure that the contractor is obviously licensed, insured, that you want to check out their credentials. You want to go and see our Facebook page. We don't get a lot of traffic on our Facebook page. We primarily use our Facebook page for people to go on and look and see, hey, this is the company. This is what they do. These are the guys. You're going to see the same guys that are on our Facebook page for the last 5, 8, 10 years, however long we've had the page going. It's the same guys on every job. As a homeowner, you should feel good that when that crew pulls up and you were on Facebook and you've seen those guys doing their job, that you know that you're getting quality installers. Because I always tell everybody, I don't care how good the company is, it's the crew that comes out that day. Now, as a homeowner, questions you need to ask are specific to your project. And it all boils down to you forming a good relationship with us. This is something that you're spending some money on, and you want to feel comfortable that you're going to get a quality product, that your vision is going to come out the way you want it to, and we're the company for that.
Interesting. And that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So what happens when the homeowner says, hey, Greg, we like you, we liked everything, but the price was a little bit past what we wanted. We had a guy who could do it for almost half. There's not that kind of margins in there. What do you do?
There's definitely not those kind of margins. I wouldn't be here. I'd be on a beach in Hawaii if there was. So we have to compare apples to apples. We want to make sure that he's quoting the same thing we're quoting. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, you're getting, so rephrase that question for me, Adam.
Well, here's the thing. Homeowner says, hey, Greg, you're $35,000 to do the brick pavers, the deck, and this and that. So the guy was less. As we're wrapping it up.
Yeah. So we're going to come in and we're going to say, hey, this guy may be less. We're going to give you our quality of our job may be a little better.
Okay.
And
makes sense. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Adam.
Gary Bolson, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have an awesome July 4th weekend. My name's Adam Helfman, hireitdone.com. Take care.